Welcome back to this second session of Men's Answer Writing, and this question is about artificial intelligence. Already in 2023 main examination, the UPSC has asked a question on artificial intelligence, its application in the healthcare sector, and the issues arising out of misuse of data by AI systems. So, this is another question on AI, and there can be no doubt that the way the field of AI is growing, the way it is promising to transform so many sectors of the economy, more and more questions are going to be asked by the UPSC in the time to come. I have taken a very general kind of question, but a lot of candidates are very prone to write an average open-ended answer, and that will not be yielding good score. Hence, this general question, but very specific type of answer writing is what we are going to see today. But before getting into the answer part, let's examine the question a little more closely. I am going to highlight the key parts. The first part says that AI offers a great possibility for our country. That's the first part of the statement. Let's underline that. Second part is, but its rollout must be cautious and with safeguard, and you have to discuss that. Its rollout must be cautious and with safeguards. Part 2 and part 1. Obviously, this question has got two parts, and we can say that these are two sides of the same coin. On one hand, the transformative potential of AI, on the other hand, the threats posed by AI, or for that matter, our lack of preparedness in dealing with certain aspects of AI, for which it is saying that the rollout of AI in our country, the mainstreaming of AI in our country should be a little cautious. Okay? Now, if you see, these are going to be four parts of your answer. In the first part, you are going to talk about what is AI all about, very, very briefly. But in the same part, you are also going to talk about the potential of AI broadly for India. You will not be going into specifics because the specifics are going to be dealt in the second part, great possibilities for India. Second part is great possibilities for India. This is going to be a big part. I would say the biggest part of your answer. The third part is going to be rollout with caution and safeguard. This is going to be the second largest part of your answer. And finally, conclusion. These two parts, the key demands of your question, will constitute the body part of it. This is going to be the introduction to your answer, and as the name says, this is conclusion. Now, this is a 15 marker question. That means we have to write about 250 words, and 250 words would demand that we are basically working with about 20 unique points, so that without repeating ourselves, we give the examiner a complete answer. The less you repeat yourself, the greater will be the information density, the greater will be an opportunity for the examiner to see how you are prepared for this question, and the greater will be your potential to score also. Okay. So how do we divide those 20 points here? First and foremost, here you would be working with 3 to 5 points. This will vary from one candidate to another. Here you are going to work with 7 to 9 different points. And in my 7 to 9 different points, I have given you some explainers also from where you can pick up some substantiating points also. And stay with the video until the very end so that you get all the points with which you can substantiate your answer. Third part is roll out with caution. I would highly recommend keep it up to 5 points max, and then conclusion could be in 2 to 3 point. It is slightly exceeding. If you see the farthest limit, so let's say that here we use 5 points, here we use 9 points, excuse me. Then here we use 5 points. So we are already at 19 points, and then if we are using 3 points here, so we are using 23.22 points in an answer where we have to write broadly 250 words. So this will be a very, very rich answer for the examiner, and the examiner will have no option but to reward you well, much better than your competitors. Let's start with what are the key points to consider in the introduction part. So this introduction can be divided into three themes. What is AI? That is the theme one. Second is, since when the AI has been around, and now why all at a sudden such a big interest in AI. And third part is going to be what is the potential of AI in monetary value, because sectoral analysis we are going to do in the body part, the first part of the body. So it basically tells you what is AI, a technology where computer systems display intelligence. Intelligence in what? Three things: learning, analyzing a problem, and solving problems, taking decisions, so on. And that is pretty much all. Do not explain it any further. These two parts will be optional but important. Okay. First is that early forms of AI have started being around since the year 2000s. Okay. However, the very capable forms that we see from the AI field, they have been around for the last 2, maximum 3 years. And the launch of ChatGPT in late 2022, November 2022 to be precise, was actually a landmark event. It happened to be the fastest adopted technology product at any point in time in the world. No other technology product in the world has been adopted as fast as ChatGPT was adopted soon after its launch. And that made AI a matter of public discussion. That made AI a headline grabbing theme. So it was pretty much a landmark development. In India, as the data we have, the AI based business, the AI based value addition was estimated to be around 4 billion American dollar in 2023, and that is going to rise to 8 billion American dollar by the year 2025. It may be more, it is not going to be less. The way we are building our AI capabilities, the way so many startups, even government agencies are working in the field of AI. And finally, it has great possibilities across sectors. Try to weave these things in a maximum of 3 or 4 sentences. That will be a very wholesome introduction where you have not repeated yourself, and yet you have introduced the key ideas about AI and AI in India so wholesomely, so completely. Now that sets the stage to come into the first part of what? The first part of the body. So let's just start the body with the statement that AI has got transformative potential for several sectors of India. Don't use the word Indian economy, because there are going to be certain sectors which are related to climate, which are related to governance, which do not necessarily strictly fit within the description of economy. Okay. So we will start with AI in healthcare. Now, you do not have to put all these points, but pick up 2, 3 very important points to substantiate. When you write that AI has a transformative potential for the healthcare sector, it cannot go unsubstantiated. You have to put some substantiation points. What are the substantiation points here? It can help you in better diagnosis, better treatment plan, genomic medicine, especially to deal with certain cancers. Recently, in the Hindu newspaper, there was an article how genomic medicine promises to revolutionize the field of cancer treatment. You can bring in this one example to add punch to your answer. Drug discovery, especially given the fact that so many new diseases, especially the viral diseases and all, are on the rise. Drug discovery, development of vaccines, etc., become an urgent social priority. All of these things and epidemiological studies are going to be greatly aided by AI, because in all of these things we are going to deal with a tremendous amount of data, and data, the way AI crunches the data and comes to the conclusion, nothing can ever match that. So write healthcare, give 2, 3 solid substantiation, and in 1 to 2 sentences, wrap it up. That's all. And then move to the next part, that is financial sector. In financial sector, better investment decisions can be taken both by the government and the corporations, and for that matter, even by retail investors who are investing in the financial market of our country. Then fraud detection, especially by the banking sector, where whole lot of frauds have impacted the banking sector, especially the retail customers. A lot of fraud detection can be done using AI, misuse of credit card, misuse of debit card, fraudulent transfer of funds from one account to another, and all that. Credit analysis based on which the banks can take a better decision on whom to lend and whom not to lend, and that will somehow prevent the problem of bad loan from building up further. Whatever the problem that has accumulated, but at least the problem should not be worsening in future, and the banks, by using AI algorithm, can very well prevent bad loan decisions. And finally, in forex management also, AI can crunch data and give banks and forex managers a better sense how the foreign currencies are going to move, and that will help people to take better decision about when to get forex, when to release forex, so on and so forth. Next sector that is going to be there is private corporations, because given the direction in which our economy is going, the growth of private sector is very, very tightly linked to the growth of economy directly. Okay, so private corporations can enhance their R&D activity, enhance their market research, enhance their understanding of consumer behavior, and enhance the investment decisions, what kind of product they need to invest in, what kind of further capacity augmentation they need to be investing in. All of these they can do by taking better decisions using the AI algorithm. These are the benefits that will be coming to private corporations. Like I said earlier, you do not need to use all these points in each case, but pick up 2 points, max 3 points to substantiate. But without substantiation, nothing is going to go in your notebook. So whenever you are writing, write a sector, give some substantiation that in this sector, this is how AI is going to help. That will be a much better approach to write an answer. And this applies not only to this question, but in general, anywhere, wherever you make an observation, substantiate that observation. What is your basis of saying so? So that should be your uh, approach to write an answer. Moving next, agriculture also seems to benefit from AI, better crop planning. But here the farmers are actually not going to be the direct user of AI, at least in the short term. So this is where the agriculture universities are going to use AI algorithm, and then using their extension activities, they will be advising the farmers about better crop planning based on multiple factor analysis. Multiple factors will mean the analysis of soil, the analysis of weather data, weather forecast, the analysis of extreme weather events, the analysis of disease forecast, the analysis of pest forecast, and all of that. Based on that, the farmer will be able to take better cropping decision. That will reduce the chances of crop failure and all. Farmer will be able to use fertilizers, pesticides, etc. much better, because AI can actually give a precise idea how much fertilization, how much use of pesticide, etc. is needed under the given condition. In most of the cases, in the absence of such precise instruction, people tend to overdo the fertilizer, people tend to overdo the pesticide. That not only increases the farm input cost, but it also creates a burden of environmental cost. That should be avoided so much as possible. Here AI can be very, very helpful. Similarly, water resources are scarce, and farm sector is one of the biggest water consuming sector. Better irrigation can be planned given again multiple factor analysis, and that will save your water resources, and still the crop will be benefiting from timely and adequate irrigation. Better experiments on new varieties. So that will be happening in the lab, where scientists will be planning better transgenic variety, better hybrid variety and all. And finally, better market operations, better avenues to send the farm produce for value addition in food processing industry and all. And that ways, farmers will be able to get a better reward for their crop. Okay. All of this promises to transform the farm sector. Then we come to law and order, big data based crime prevention. The government agencies, the law enforcement agencies, state polices, and all, they already have a huge amount of data on crime, on the perpetrators of the crime, the people who have been convicted, so on and so forth. If we digitize, if we allow the AI systems to analyze this data, the AI system can give you so much insight into how to prevent such crimes, how to basically identify which areas are more crime prone, which periods of the year are more crime prone, who are the people who are most notorious miscreants in a given area, and so on and so forth. Similarly, prediction of law and order problems. Like I said, which parts of the city are more prone to law and order problem, which time of the year is more prone to certain types of crime, and better investigation based on digital footprints of the suspects. Today, people may not leave the physical footprints, but whatever they are doing, they are leaving digital footprints. Tracking the digital footprints using the AI algorithm can increase the efficacy of the digital footprint tracking like anything, and that will help the investigators to find the culprits much faster. Moving next, can you see how many sectors are going to be impacted by AI? Transport sector, infrastructure like transport and fleet management can very well happen. Air route optimization, by this, the fuel consumption will be less. Airlines will be expecting some profits, and also the emission coming from transport sector can be minimized to an extent. The functioning of power grids, the path of least EI. What is EI? The path of least environmental impact. So whenever you are designing any infrastructure project, so there is going to be an environmental impact. But if you are analyzing the environmental impact using AI, AI can suggest you the path which will be impacting the environment the least. So the path of least environmental impact. And last but not the least, a smart mobility based on AI. So that is how the infrastructure and transportation sector happen to benefit from AI. Then education, better and more engaging content can come using AI, customized solution according to the learner's specific learning requirements that can come from AI, and better inclusion of special need kids who have learning disabilities, learning difficulties. For them, there can be a specific curriculum created by AI by which they can be included in the educational system much better than earlier. Just a few more sectors. Climate, better capacity addition for renewables, because AI can accelerate the technological innovation in the field of renewables. Decentralized power planning, so that every village, every small neighborhood can be power autonomous, and that is very much possible using the renewables. Last but not the least, better carbon sequestration strategies can also be modeled by AI. And finally, the field of governance, so many government programs can be designed better, can be executed better, they can be targeted better, and all of this can happen very, very transparently. And that will increase the quality of governance, the efficacy of governance, and efficiency of governance. So, 9 sectors we are counting to basically convince the examiner that indeed AI promises to transform so many sectors in India, and it holds a great potential for our country. Now we are coming to the second part of the question. The second part is smaller than the first part. In the first part, we dealt with 9. In the second part, we are dealing with 5 key concerns that we have to address before full-fledgedly rolling out AI in our country. The first and foremost, concerns of data privacy, both at the hands of corporates and at the hands of the state. When the state misuses the data, this is the classic big brother case, and an individual's privacy will always be, privacy, liberty will always be threatened. On the other hand, corporates, which are profit motivated, and all the corporates are profit motivated, they will try to use the data to the best of their advantage, and your privacy will be ranking very low in their list of concerns. And that is where the data, private digital data, needs to be protected before full-fledgedly rolling out artificial intelligence. And the government also needs to set standards for itself, that when and how it is going to use people's data, because people share a huge amount of data with the state, and unknowingly we are sharing equally huge amount of data with the private corporations. That is something we have to address. AI increases efficiency. AI can do 10 people's job in 1 hour's time. What 10 people can achieve in one day, AI can accomplish that in 1 hour's time. This is going to lead to joblessness. AI is automation on the steroids. When robotics as a field was growing, there was a big concern in the Western economies that this is going to eat away all the blue collar jobs. And now AI threatens the white collar jobs also. So that is something we have to address in a country as big as India, and in a country where still a large number of people are not in very remunerative employment. Threats posed by deep fakes, deep faking of image, deep faking of voice, deep faking of videos have a potential to threaten people, have the potential to shame people, have the potential to bully people, have the potential to create social unrest, and have the people to have the potential to create law and order issue. This is something where the government needs to be very, very strict about. Then academic plagiarism. It hurts original research. So when everything, so it hurts original research. And if original research is not happening, as a society, we are not progressing. And that is going to happen because AI, large language models, have already been trained on so much data that it is hardly an incentive for people to carry out their own research. So the momentum that that the society has to carry out original research, that momentum may be slowed down, and that is a legitimate fear in the view of policymakers. So that is something we have to address. And finally, haves and have nots. AI is also going to create a number of new jobs. But for that, we need to have the capacity development. The people need to know how to make themselves job worthy when AI drives the economy. And that is where we have to address the have and have not issues. So till we have been able to address these things satisfactorily, we should be cautious about mainstreaming AI. That is very, very important. That will mean we can pick certain parts of AI. We will roll it out because it is safe to be rolled out. And then there are certain parts of AI where we can deliberately be slow until we have decided how we are going to govern that AI. And finally, conclusion, 2, 3 points, and you would have concluded very well. The first point goes like this, that it is essential to establish a balance to avail the transformative potential of AI while minimizing the social cost. So that should be your concluding statement. And then you can say that Government of India, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has already taken India AI initiative. And India AI initiative basically talks about boosting AI as a sector. I mean, by boosting, helping the sector grow to its fullest potential so that India is not left behind in the race of AI compared to other countries of the world. And at the same time, adopting AI in governance, and not to forget AI governance itself. AI in governance and then governing AI. All of these things India is already planning to do, and that is what is very nicely packed together in India AI initiative. So when you are concluding, you are giving the examiner one more glimpse into your knowledge that I'm aware of these recent developments as well. When you pack your answer with so much concept, so much information, the examiner will indeed have no option but to reward you among the highest. The purpose of this series is to basically give you a sense of how to write winning answers in the examination, especially in general studies where it is so easy to write a bad answer. So I hope the people who will be following this series will be getting an insight and they will be continuously improving their answers. Goodbye and good luck to all of you.